Baggage.
Man, I used to play the trap spot, propped on the block like I was part of the backdrop. Now it's scale, props, effects, and backdrops. The right lighting, you never catch me biting. Say you make it look so real when you pose the figures fighting. I caught lightning, stuck it in the detour. Replicate epic scenes from the Creed War. Compose pieces with artists that span the globe. Fearsome foes, Spidey in the picture perfect pose. Insert the comic book cutout to shoot a show. Oh, you ain't know? Yo, everybody know me. I made nerds cool nerd like my man Zoe. Took the everyday display, gave it a spark. Welcome to articulated comic book art.
So this is the first time I got something from Bandai, and I don't know how long. But I went ahead and ordered the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Lino figure right here because I just really like this figure. Even all the flack that it's getting from people about the paint and different things, I just don't really care. I just want the figure, and you know, I messed around with him a lot over at the con, and I just really loved the posability of the figure, and I was just kind of mad that I didn't get him when I had the chance. I had the chance to actually get Vinny or from Brazil with Love to grab him for me, but I changed my mind at the last moment, and then I was mad because, you know, I really like the posability, and I think that they're gonna go ahead and make all the other classics in this scale. So let's get this guy out. So I'll tell you right now, this figure is not worth $40. But again, I spent $40 because I had it and it was a little extra money, and I really just wanted to figure out. I just wanted to pose them. So you got a couple of different options with displaying them. A couple of interchangeable hands. You could put the glove on and have the sword inside the glove, which is cool. And then you could replace his other hand to hold the elongated sword here. You could have this sword on the stand, or have this short sword and the glove on the stand. So basically you just paying the $40 for the metallic paint on his suit, the shading and the muscles, which is not really good at all, and the stand and the more shinier metallic looking swords. The regular version is just pretty flat. But what some people are doing is actually adding these accessories to the regular retail version and just freaking it like that. So, oh, and the other big difference between the SDCC exclusive and the retail version is that the two swords, the smaller one and the elongated one, are solid in the SDCC version. The other ones are kind of like flimsy, that soft plastic. But the down part about this version is that these swords, the paint scrapes off very easy. On the whole figure, really, the paint kind of scrapes off very easy. I saw like 2 little nicks on him as soon as I took him out the box. So, but again, like I said, he's great for posing, and I'm gonna show you why. One thing that's good is they have that large gap in between in the pelvic area behind the butt, where you could get them on stands good for running and jumping poses. So that's good. That works out good. Star Sapphire had made a comment on Facebook and said that he photographs well, which is true. So I guess that shading is good for something. Chartemus has said something about him in his review of the figure, saying that when you look at it from far away, the shading looks good. So when you look at it from far away, or when you take a picture of him, it comes out pretty nice. Just ran up in True to pick up some pull-ups and just caught the figure fever real quick. But I had to get the Tigra because you know, I'm trying to build the Thundercats team. Hopefully they'll put out all the members. But they screwed up on this figure by not giving him any ab articulation. That was just really stupid. But I'll see how he is when I get him out. And then I picked up the Mad Love 2-pack. I had to grab this. I don't have a Joker or Harley Quinn, so I just wanted to get this and continue to kind of build my DC stuff up. I realized that I got a bunch of DC heroes and no villains, basically. So I'm very disappointed that they didn't put an ab joint on the Tigra. I mean, these guys are freaking cats, man. They're supposed to be agile. Should have put as much articulation on them as possible, especially because the Lino has the ab articulation. I mean, it's not actually really an ab crunch. It's more of that upper diaphragm thing, but it works. It still works. I don't know why they wouldn't include it on this figure, and the body molds are pretty much almost the same too. So just didn't make any sense. But one thing that was cool, but still not that cool, is the different variations you could do for his whip. So you have that version where he has it where it's not actually extended, and then the red part can be removed and added onto half to a whip that's half the actual length that he could have it. So that's another. Then you can even take it apart there in the middle and make it longer with the actual end of the whip kind of flailing out right there. So that's cool. But the thing that's kind of whack is that it's not posable. They should put wire in the middle of it where you could kind of like pose the whip a little bit. So that's kind of whack. But I mean, you have the little end of it where it's not flailing out, and you could actually still have almost two. Basically, you can have two kind of medium length ones, or one where it's just kind of like still it's retracted. So pretty cool, but not the greatest, especially not for 20 bucks, 22 bucks. But again, I want to get my my Thundercats team together, so, and it's really just about the posing for me. So alright, so this is real meantime and between time shit. I was just here sitting in the living room watching True Blood, and I heard a rumble, and I could hear like the back of my house like kind of rumbling, but I was leaning back in my chair and it was just shaking. I'm like, what the fuck? Something happening right now? And come to find out, it was an earthquake just now in the DC area, and we felt it up here in New York. So that was the first time I ever been in an earthquake ever. I was a little shook up, but yeah, that was crazy. 5.8 magnitude earthquake in Virginia, felt in New York City. Yeah, that was insane, man. I got to give it up to you kids in Cali, man. Y'all go through that all the time. In New York, that never happens. So that was just crazy. Yo, this is the most tedious preparation of props ever, cutting up this money from Jim's printable minis. But I just started, like, it really makes no sense to try to individually cut them and put them together. I just cut the whole row out and then fold it down on itself and then fold the money. But this is taking forever. Can't even see the damn money. Package. This was a face-off Punisher from the China seller, but I'm sending this right back out. I just got it for custom, so I'm sending this plus another figure out to Steve Customs for custom. So look out for that very soon. Give y'all a little insight on how bootleg my setup is for taking pictures, but you know, you got to be innovative and creative. So some spices right here and some bath salts or something. My camera been busted for a minute, so I can only see pretty much the bottom of the screen when I'm taking the picture. I haven't showed this ever in meantime between time, but my camera's been busted for like a year. I just been bullshitting about getting a new camera. But this is what I try to go through just to capture, you know, the shot. Stand under the stomach and one under his arm there, but I'm just trying to capture, you know, just this shot right here basically.
without a permit. Welcome, gentlemen. I actually feel wonderful.
Package. Alright, so this was a package from my man JD Mag. Hooked me up with the modern Doctor Strange right here. This was for winning first place in his 500 subs contest. The first place winner got to get a custom of their choice. So I picked the modern Doctor Strange here with the coat. Came out really nice, man. I really like what JD did here, man. It's a really nice figure. Everything is on point. The paint, everything is pretty crispy, man. His original version, the mustache was a little more intense than this one. I just asked him to scale down the mustache a little bit, but he used the same head from the original Doctor Strange, and it looks like the body from one of them DC thugs. But it came out really nice, man. I'm so impressed, man. JD came a long way with customizing, man, in a short period of time, man. So I'm really happy with this. So as you can see, he's just about the same size as the original Doctor Strange from Toy Biz. He's a little bit taller, a little more slender, but it's cool. You know, this guy usually has on his cloak anyway, which makes him look even bulkier. But like I said, the same head, but with the way JD did it and put it on the ball joint, the head has more rotation and more movement than the original one. You know, the original one was really hard to turn side to side, and they really didn't get that much movement up and down. But this one has a nice range of motion. I'm just really happy with this guy, man. Gotta get him into some shots. Just real quick, if you're not too familiar with those DC bodies, I'll show you the articulation. Sorry, my camera is really not great, but you can see he has rotation in the head right here. It can look down pretty far, can't look up that much, but it's way better range of motion than the original. Then he's got the ball jointed shoulder here. It rotates at the bicep, single jointed elbow. He gets some rotation at the hand. Same thing on both sides. He's got ab articulation. He's got like this. It's not a ball joint. It's just like this single DC leg, single jointed knee. It's a little bit of movement at the foot here, but you don't really need too much articulation for Doctor Strange, man. So I'm pretty happy with this guy, man. I'm really happy with the way this turned out. JD did his thing on the paint and everything. It came out really nice. And it's actually the same body as the Harvey Dent body. Originally, people were using that to make custom Tony Starks and just popping off the head and putting on the 2-pack head. I'm not sure if those thugs have the same body. I think they do. So it's Harvey Dent / thug body mold. So let me just talk about this real quick for a moment. The tournament is rapidly approaching. It's right around the corner, and I know some people is concerned that they may not have enough figures to compete, or they don't have a lot of different characters, and really that doesn't matter. Any comic characters, any character that's appeared in the comic book, you could use in the tournament, and really 1 or 2 characters is all you need to make something eye-catching and to make something creative and original. As long as you're creative, as long as you're original, as long as your cutouts are crispy, your poses are on point, doesn't matter if you have 1 or 2 figures. Somebody with a display of 1 figure could easily defeat somebody with 20 figures in a display if they've got 20 figures just kind of standing around looking ridiculous. So I got 2 figures here. I got the Doctor Strange and I got Asgardian here. Doctor Strange is using some magic to kind of vaporize these 2 little demon things right here. I used the floosh cutout here, and I actually layered the cutout, which is something that I think Slings of Web really kind of brought to the table. I put 2 ECO cutouts behind the sound effects to make it pop a little bit more. And I got a cutout for Doctor Strange, and I got a cutout for Asgardian. I've got Asgardian's cape kind of flailing and blowing. It looks like Doctor Strange is really doing some magical stuff, and his cape is flailing. And this is pretty simple. It's just 2 characters, but you know, something like this could easily defeat somebody with 10 characters in the display. Not to mention that it's not going to be a bunch of battle displays. It's going to really test your ability as a display artist and to put together things that's nice and not just a bunch of fighting all the time. So you know, look out for that. But let's talk about the tournament a little more in depth though. So that's another thing. Humor, wittiness, you know, creativity. Those things could sometimes trump other things. If you come with something that's just funny and just original and just cool, then you know, it might trump somebody that actually may be a better poser or may be better at putting out the cutouts. But I mean, honestly, you're going to have to be pretty well rounded at everything to really advance in each round. So we pretty much down to the wire. We got confirmations from just about everybody to give us our 80. We just waiting for about half of the people to pay their entry fee. If you received an initial invite and you haven't responded at all to that initial invite, you pretty much have until Monday to do so. And if not, we're just going to replace you with the next person that's waiting. There's still a lot of people that's waiting, that's interested. I mean, people hit me up every day and say that they're interested in competing. Unfortunately, it's invite only. So, I mean, we will look at some of those people towards the end when we need to fill the last couple of slots. And it may be some type of last qualifying round for the last people that's trying to get involved. We're not 100% sure on that yet, but it's very, very close to tournament time. So I would sit tight on putting out some of your work and showing off stuff that you have that you've been sitting on, and I would keep your ideas to yourself for the next week or so until we figure out what's going on. Alright, this has been another episode of Meantime in Between Time, the 30th episode of Meantime in Between Time. So don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe. Come join us on the Facebook group for ACBA. Come sub us up on the YouTube community channel here. We over 500 members there. We over 600 members on the Facebook group. Thank you to that one person that votes down on my videos each and every week. I love you. Just a reminder, please get your entry fee in for the contest as soon as possible. Those who we haven't heard from at all, you have until Monday, the latest, to respond, to say yay or nay, or else it'll be nay, no matter what. So, got to get myself ready now and get things situated. We're supposed to be having a hurricane here shortly. We done had an earthquake and now a hurricane in the same week. So hopefully I'll be here next week to do this once again. See y'all then. Peace.